Most Husker football fans recall the great teams of the early 80s. Names like Mike Rozier and Turner Gill come first to mind.
But tonight we focus on another key member of the scoring explosion teams who trailed only Irving Fryer in receiving yards as a senior in 1983.
His name is Ricky Simmons, and tonight he's the focus of this edition of Lance's Journal. Hey, Lance.
All right, thanks, guys. Ricky Simmons had a tremendous career as a member of some of Tom Osborne's finest teams. Number 7 had great hands and speed to burn. Today, more than 3 decades after he first stepped on campus, Ricky vividly recalls his initial impression of Memorial Stadium.
Well, you know, the first thing I noticed was when I walked out of here, I saw all of these seats.
Ricky Simmons fondly recalls the sea of red.
These fans never wavered. They were always here.
Ricky's favorite play in Memorial Stadium took place in the fall of '82.
It was started on about 61 yards away from where I'm standing.
Quarterback Matheson just stood straight up, and he hit a fly pattern down the left sideline.
But I was coming right about here, and I came on in.
Ricky Simmons got in behind the cornerback on the left side.
And it was over. What do you say, young man?
Ricky first met Tom Osborne in '79.
So you're looking like $1 million bucks?
Coach Osborne recruited Ricky out of Greenville, Texas.
So Ricky came up and developed into a fine receiver for us.
After his final game with the Huskers in the 1984 Orange Bowl, Ricky got the chance to play professional football in the USFL. But during his first season with the Atlanta Falcons, he quit the team to become, as he calls it, a full-time drug addict. Ricky went from the NFL to prison.
I made some poor choices, and I own those.
During his 4th stay in prison in 2007, Ricky received a very important piece of mail.
When I was probably at my lowest, I received a letter from Coach Osborne. I didn't even know that he knew my condition, you know, because I hadn't spoke with him for 20 years.
Ricky says that gesture of hope was a godsend.
The letter was very simple. It was, if I remember correctly, it was, "Dear Ricky, I know your parents believed in you. I believe in you, and upon your release, if there's anything I can do to help you, feel free to contact me." And it was signed Tom Osborne.
Ricky's life was forever changed as he fell instantly to his knees.
At that point, I turned my life over to Christ, and I haven't looked back since then.
As you know, timing is everything, and it wasn't anything that I had any idea would have any particular impact on Ricky at that time.
The timing of that letter made all the difference in the world.
Sometimes it's just little things that seem inconsequential that become big things.
Ricky has been a motivational speaker for the past 5 years.
Pay attention, okay? Because without your grades, everything else is irrelevant.
Been proud of what Ricky has done because obviously he's made a considerable transformation with his life.
Every day that I'm blessed to see, I look at it as another day in paradise.
And trust me when I tell you, when Ricky says another day in paradise, he means it. He's been sharing his story with anyone who will listen over the past 5 years, from high schools to prisons. This 54-year-old explains firsthand how drugs and alcohol can ruin your life. And if you'd like to come out and hear Ricky sometime, or if you'd like Ricky to come to your school or your group, just go to the Lance's Journal page at 1011now.com. I'll show you how to make it happen.
It's pretty incredible. I would like to see him speak and hear his story.
4 trips to prison, 10 trips to drug and alcohol abuse facilities. He knows what he's talking about, and you can just see right there, he gets people's attention because he knows what can happen if you go down the wrong road.
And one thing about Coach Osborne, too, it's not only the sign of a good coach, but just a sign of a good person that, like Ricky said, he took the time. He didn't even know that Tom was aware of what was going on, but he still took the time to send in that letter, and obviously it had a huge impact on his life.
And you think about Coach Osborne, after about 40 years and hundreds of players, he still stays in contact with a lot of those players. Ricky meets with him every week. That's a support group. That is the gift that keeps on giving.
Certainly
amazing.
Right. Thanks,
Great
Lance.
story. Thanks, Lance.
You
Appreciate
bet.
it. We'll update your forecast next.